you're talking. Okay. So what I'm going to do today, like I said, we're going to start at the beginning. Login.cengage.com is your login page. And this is also where the students will go once they've registered. And when Melissa gets back, I will ask her. Sometimes I think they will register the students on their behalf, and they will just give you guys the username and password for the students to use. I'm not sure if they're going to do that for ground. There might be too many students and classes for that, but I'll double check with her when she gets back in here. But regardless, once they are registered and they have their username and password for MindTap, they will go here. This is also where you guys go. So I am going to, do you guys mind if I sit? Okay. It's just easier for me to navigate and type and everything. So I'm going to sign in here as an existing user. And you guys do not need to follow along on the computers yet. We're just going to be watching. And then at the end, I think I've got you until noon, right? So it really only takes about an hour maybe to go through all of it. And then we can have some time for you guys to get in, look at your demo courses that are on your accounts already, and ask whatever questions that you have pertaining to your MindTap. Oh, this is the dashboard. I need to go to login.cengage.com and not all this extra stuff. So I'm going to go to my instructor account. I think all that extra stuff in the URL made me go to the student side. So this should look familiar to you. This is the Instructor Resource Center. Can you guys see this okay, or do I need to turn the lights off a little bit? Can you do like half of them maybe, or does it have to be all of them?
It's all or nothing. I can see what they look like. It might take just a minute to adjust it.
Oh, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate when I can't see the projector, so that's much better. All right, so this is where you land after you sign in. It's always going to show you the last book that you were looking at. So if you teach multiple courses that are using different titles, you're going to want to use this drop-down menu to go to the appropriate title that you want to go into the ebook for. This is my account, so I've got like everything on here. Your list is going to be much smaller than that, but it's all in alphabetical order by author last name. So for this purpose, I'm going to be showing you Anatomy and Physiology 100 course, just as an example. So this is actually a course that was offered online in November. So there is student data in there that I can show you, and it is exactly what you would see if you were teaching A&P 100 in the upcoming February term. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to get a list from Melissa of all the courses that are offered, who's teaching them. So that way we will take a copy. If it's already been offered online, then the MindTap ebook exists. And it has been customized only to show the chapters that you guys cover in the course. So instead of seeing all 30 chapters of the book, there's only 6 chapters in this particular course that the students will see. And then if it hasn't been offered yet, we're going to work off the syllabus and create one. So everything's going to match your syllabus. There's not going to be content in there that students shouldn't see. Once you get here, there's going to be a MindTap section. So any of the courses that are currently active will be listed here. There's only one right now in my account, but if you're teaching 3 sections of the same course or using the same book, there would be 3 courses listed right here. Before I go into the MindTap ebook, I also wanted to point out the instructor companion site. Have you guys all seen this? Yeah? Okay. Claire? Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. That's where you will go to download PowerPoints, solutions manual, maybe if it's in there. But there is one thing that I actually want to show you that will be helpful. And that is, sometimes it's under instructor downloads, which it is for this book. Sometimes it's under course support. They're not all set up the exact same way. I wish they were, but sometimes you got to do a little bit of digging before you find what you're looking for. So there's something called an educator's guide. So when you click on anything here that has a lock next to it, that means it's an instructor resource. So you're going to have to accept the license agreement saying that you're not going to post this somewhere where everybody can see it. So the last thing on this particular page is the educator's guide. Anytime you see something like that, that is going to show you information about the MindTap. Let me see if it's going to download. I don't see a download happening. Let me see. I don't know if it's going to let me do it or not. There it is. So when you open this up, it's going to have like a little introduction to the MindTap for this particular book. But then it's going to have, after that, a list of all the activities. So this is the kind of stuff that you will see in MindTap in addition to the ebook. So if you're going to have your students complete any activities in your class, this is a good place to go to see what is in the MindTap just at a glance. And I don't know why the markings are in there. That's, I don't know.
Carrie Kidder's computer.
All right, that's probably why. Just ignore that. I'm not going to go through the process of enabling editing and all of that, but that's normally not there. So it'll tell you the name of the activities that are in the MindTap, where they're located, what they are, why they're important, and then this is something that's helpful, especially if you're trying to plan out your class time. It tells you about how long it'll take the students to complete those activities. So after this list of activities, if you scroll down past that, then, this is not pretty, but then you have a list of the chapters and what activities are in the chapters.
It's pretty to me.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It drives me crazy when I get on here.
I can verify that it was done very well.
So this is just an at-a-glance view. Without having to get into the MindTap course, you can see everything that's in there for you. So again, that's called the Educator's Guide. If you ever see something labeled that on the instructor site, that's what it is. It pertains to the MindTap that's for that book. All right, so now I'm going to just click on the MindTap course. I'm still in my instructor account, but now it is opening in a new tab. And it is going to give me, normally it will say like a little splash page here with some information, but I've already exited out of that, so it's not going to show it to me this time. But if it has something right here in the front, you can just X out of it. It's just got like the course name and dates and everything. Just an introductory page to land on. So the focus today is going to be on the ebook. So I want to make sure that you guys know where it is, how to get your students there. It's very simple to get into the ebook. Then we can take it to the next level and go through the learning path, which is where all the other activities are. But for right now, the only thing that your students really need to do is click on this book icon in the app dock on the right, where it says full book. It says blue book here. That's going to open up the title page for the book. And then this chapters link here is where you can get the table of contents. And they just go wherever they need to read. So this does show them the full book. It does show them all the chapters because the book itself doesn't get customized when we hide chapters. It's just the learning path that does. So let's say they need to go into chapter 3. It gives them the table of contents. They can go into any of the sections of chapter 3 that they would want to. And you see this kind of 4 arrows. That means you can expand it so that it takes up the whole page. Because I hate it when something is so tiny that I can't read it. So you'll want to tell your students how to navigate to that. And this is it. The ebook has all the figures from the original book. Anything that's a key term for the chapter is a link. You can just click on it and get the definition of the key term. So they don't have to leave the ebook to get to the glossary or anything like that. It's all right here.
About the appendix. Some of them will go in the back and look like organelles. They'll go in the back to see where that's at in the book, what pages. It still has that feature. Maybe.
I think so.
Okay.
You're talking about like an index so that
Yeah.
where it is.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's go to the chapters and see. There's an appendix. I wonder if that is. No, that's not the index. Maybe it doesn't have the end matter of the book.
Is there there is a search thing.
Yes, you can search. Also, normally there is a magnifying glass here
Up top.
too.
You have to search the whole course.
Oh, I see. They moved it. This used to be a magnifying glass over here in the app dock, but they moved it. Now it says search this course. So you can put in a page number there, or you can search for a keyword to see where it's going to be in the book. So it's kind of like an online index. So it's got all of the different places where that is located in the book. Thank you for pointing that out. I wouldn't have even seen that. So if we go back to where we were in chapter 3, so we've got the key terms in here. Another thing that is really popular with the students is the read speaker. So if they click this, it's going to load a file right next to it that reads it aloud to them.
Protoplasm. Cells are composed of protoplasm, protoplasm, an aqueous solution of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, nucleic.
So, of course, if there's pronunciations, it's going to trip it up a little bit. But what it does is it allows them to have that auditory learning as well as they can follow along here. It's got the word highlighted as well as the phrase that it's in or the sentence that it's from highlighted. So they get the visual aspect of it too. So what I was told is that every classroom is going to have 3 computers in it at least. If you don't have the luxury of being in a lab, then Melissa was describing maybe in the beginning of the class, you have your group together for the lecture, you do your PowerPoint, group activities, everybody's together, and then you may rearrange some of the class time so that the 3 computers that are in there, students can use that, especially if they don't have access to a computer at home maybe, to do their reading. Because this is all ebook now, they're not going to get a print book. But another thing to mention is that there is a mobile app for MindTap where students do have access to the ebook on a mobile device like a smartphone or a tablet.
And the audio is available on that?
Yes. Yes.
I did try to find my management book, and I did find the management book, but I was not able to open up the ebook on my app. I
So,
was able to open up career, whatever the career professional development book is, and listen to that, but I just found it odd that my management book I couldn't open.
is there a MindTap for that book?
I believe there is because we were going to use MindTap.
Okay. So with the app, you have to be in a MindTap course for it to show up. Now that's kind of changing because with Cengage Unlimited, you can add as many books as you want to your account. And if the book at all has a MindTap Reader ebook available, you'll be able to use that.
Okay.
And you don't even have to be in an active course per se. So it might just be that it's kind of in that in-between stage right now.
Okay.
It used to be that you had to be in an active MindTap course in order for it to show up on the app for you to use.
Okay.
Now it's kind of changing because of Cengage Unlimited, where students can add any book even if they're not in a MindTap course for it. So we can take a look at that at the end and see what the reason is for that.
My app, my books are listed in the app, but when I click on it, it says product not supported. The mobile app currently doesn't support the product, and that's the book I teach out of, which is the one we're going over right now.
Is this book right here?
Yep.
So it's probably because you don't have a MindTap course then for that book yet.
I get we as a school don't have a MindTap course for it.
Like on your
And I
instructor
tried to
account.
write Career development because we do have that.
Okay.
We offer that
Okay.
online. I get it. Okay.
So the more courses you have set up in your account, the more MindTap you will be able to use in the app.
So by next
So the-
term, when we get this